That's me.
You said the intro had lesbians.
Kind of sounds like something out of the 70s porn movie.
Is that when you? Is that the one starring Fat Dick? Is that the one starring Fat Dick?
It does.
How apt that all movies would be celebrated in the film.
Sounds like something
I
it could
can't
be in
take you
Persona.
anywhere.
It sounds like something
I
that's
want.
from
Fat Dick
Persona.
swimwear for all your. I can't even say that joke. I'm sorry.
You can see this in Starsky and Hutch.
Who's Huggy Bear? It's third world he can be in Huggy Bear.
Just called them black.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome one and all to 2 years of PACIFIC414 Pop Talk, along with Baron Orman Tagge, Cash Money, Arwen Avalon, Nerdporeal Lifeform, and Fat Steven. I am your host, Mike, and tonight we're going to celebrate 2 years of Pop Talk by talking pop culture, entertainment, the news, the rumors, give our reactions, give our reviews, give our opinions, all in a discussion.
I thought this was the 1 year anniversary of the 1 year anniversary. You lied to me.
Oh, Bear, you want to start early, do you?
He does.
No.
I think he does. So, you know what, Bear? I know we just started, but yeah,
Gotta
youngster,
be a record. This guy.
out you go, youngster, out you go.
Did anyone else hear Mike say Nerdporeal wife form by chance? If you rewind the stream, you'll actually hear it.
Help! Help! I'm being repressed!
I just wanted to make it very awkward. I'm done for the day. Thanks for having me, Mike. It's great.
Yeah, you're welcome. And Barrett, you're not being repressed. You do have the power to bring yourself back in case you
You
forgot.
know what really grinds my gears?
That's Cash just lied.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Sometimes.
But ladies and gentlemen, it's been 2 years since.
Good day, sir.
Yes. Thank you, Steven. Thank you.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
Wasn't me.
I think it was nerdy. He looks guilty.
Yeah, he always looks guilty.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's fair.
two years ago, started PACIFIC414 Pop Talk. All right, Steven.
It's not. Mike's not.
2 years ago, I started PACIFIC414 Pop Talk. The first night I tried it, I failed
Yes.
because the stream was just a disaster. So then I said, I ain't gonna accept this. I'm gonna try it another night. So I did. And my first guest that very first night, when I was talking the Orville, Star Trek, looking at the Ghostbusters Afterlife trailer, was this man right here.
Ah!
Yes.
What?
Yes. You were the very first guest of PACIFIC414 Pop Talk.
I gotta find that video. I got to watch it.
I can get the link. Just give me a few moments to grab the link.
It was when I was a sweet summer. It was when I was a sweet summer child, and I was still hiding behind an avatar. So
why don't you do that anymore? I mean, really?
Because I'm too well known now. I'm too recognizable now. So.
And I was sorry to say though that episode is lost. It's one of the famed lost episodes of Pop Talk. So.
Oh, will you pipe down, Baron?
What did Baron do? Sit on it?
You got it. Right between the old butt cheeks.
You know, Baron, all I have to do is revoke your privileges.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you don't want to do that.
Yeah, y'all have to have that first episode, definitely. Gotta
So
find them.
I'm grabbing the link right now. I'm going to put it in the private and the public chat, so you can all see how rough it was.
It makes you wonder.
Okay. I know one of you is going to make a joke. I know that. I'm
No,
ready.
never,
I'm
man.
ready.
Never. What's
I'm
going on?
ready.
Just because
ready. Oh, look at
course
all that
it's
in the
fair.
bottom there. Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, Discord. I tell you, he looks like a lot of silence. Just Pacific 414.
Yeah.
Is that thing up there? Just Pacific 414. I mean, I'm already a minute into it. It's just still Pacific 414.
It's silent for the first few minutes because I was having a few streaming issues, Baron. Gosh, always a smart ass.
No, I'm just critiquing. Oh, whoa, that was impressive. Woo!
You got an erection?
I wish. Does anybody have any Viagra that can donate to me for the Rise of Baron Tagge Foundation?
Sorry, fresh out.
Okay.
But I do want to say hello to Nova Vaughn, and we also have the Padawannabe.
Hey, y'all.
Hey.
Hello.
Racism.
But yes, the first episode of Pacific 414 Pop Talk was a little over 2 years ago. And again, Brian, thank you for being the first guest. You were actually coming from Paul's channel after doing an episode of Tuesday Night Trek.
The
And we had a great
early days. That was like the
Yep,
that was the
yep.
early days.
And we had a great conversation, and it really started our friendship. We'd stop by each other's channels before that, but we really didn't get to know each other by having an actual conversation until that point. So
That's cool.
I appreciate it.
I think it was, and I know you, because I know I started doing older NES game streams, and I know you used to show up quite a bit. And you played a lot of the games that I played. I mean, I played the Dream Master, Little Nemo. I played that.
Yep.
I played what else did I play? I played
You were playing
Adventure of Link at one point.
The arcade game of Turtles for NES, and
Yeah.
I like turtles.
and hello to Brandon, the anime guy.
Hey, Brandon.
Hey, Brandon.
Why, hello everyone. How is everyone doing this this fine early evening?
Don't ask him about anime. Current anime is going to be on for hours.
No, I'm not talking. I'm not talking any of that tonight. All I'm going to say is go check out my list. That's all. So.
By the way, I'm almost done with my
He's
anime.
coming
video.
in with that radio voice tonight. Have y'all noticed that?
Well, yes.
I'm sorry, Brandon. When I hear someone, you need to go check out my list. The last person that told me that was Schindler. I ain't doing it.
Oh,
no Schindler's List here. Just
Good
a
night,
good
everybody.
straight up. Just
night,
a great
everybody.
anime list. Yes.
I
good night, everybody.
could have watched this show. I could have watched that
Yes,
show.
so
Okay,
many
that was
shows
terrible.
to
That was
watch.
bad.
This one has
And
color,
yes,
though.
It's
Hey,
been
lady.
forever since I've seen a few of you. So Arwin and Fat Steven, it's been a while, and yes, I have upgraded the studio system here. So yeah, I am trying to rock the voice because I've got the
Sounds
face for
nice,
radio.
yeah. It sounds
Hey
nice.
everybody, it's me, Brandon the Anime Guy, and you're listening to some anime talk here. That's right, big boobs, blood, violence,
right.
actually, but now.
Brandon, the
Hey there,
anime guy.
Arwen. How you doing?
My
over
name-
there,
Do about the devil and some
Brandon.
other characters, and we'll be back soon.
My name is Brandon, the anime guy, and welcome to the 4x4 square closet my wife gave me in the basement to stream when no one else is working. I want to tell you about anime.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny, Steven?
It's
My
6x6.
my office is like a 12 by 12, and I have sleep apnea problems now, so I snore really bad at night.
Yeah.
It's also my bedroom now. I hate to admit it, but it's better to have quality sleep than not quality sleep and trying to kill each other.
Oh, I agree.
That's not true. She
So,
kills you. She
it
has quality
sucks,
night
but-
sleep every day.
Yeah, it sucks, but until I can actually get a more
Caffeine
proper
machine.
diagnosis, or drop about 100 pounds, I'm kind of stuck, and the weight, unfortunately, the weight just doesn't like to come off. And getting into my 40s, it's been a royal pain in the ass to try and do it. So
Even the keto and all that stuff too.
yeah, but yes, it is good to see you all, and it is great to be here to celebrate Mike and his continual work here on the interwebs. And of course, the Nerdporial has his drink, and he's ready to take his drink because he is the most evil guy, is so misunderstood. Isn't that right? Yes, it is.
You want to know why this was from yesterday? I was on a stream yesterday with Prophet of the Dragon. So Wheel of Time is getting its season 2 in a month. And Wheel of Time is another victim of modern day entertainment. Yeah. So there's the books that Robert Jordan wrote, which are equivalent to, I mean, it starts off very Lord of the Rings like, but then it becomes its own thing. And it's all about Jordan's. Jordan puts a lot of his experiences in Vietnam into these books. And there's a beginning of the beginning of the second book. There's a bunch of there's a rally going on with these villains called Dark Friends, who are people that could be anybody that are associated with the villains of the series. Okay. Well, here instead of showing the political intrigue and the villain, like the villain is a guy that can thousands of years old. He's got fiery eyes, a fiery flame. He is evil. He is insane, and he is evil. In this show that Amazon's making, Rafe Judkins, they made that same character look like a very nice looking Subaru salesman who is basically Matt Cave number 2. If you're
I know who.
He looks like Matt Cave, and when I see Matt Cave is nothing but one of the nicest, sweetest people on the planet. I mean, he is so nice. Like he loves Star Trek Picard season 1. He's been watching it. He's like, what is everybody's problem with this? This is a great
I gotta
show.
go now.
Really?
I'm done.
That's Matt
I hate
Cave.
when they get
I love him.
villains so wrong. I hate when they get villains so wrong.
But here's the point. So this was just something out of Eyes Wide Shut. People are masked. They're hidden. So nobody knows who the other is. These are people. These are all high up people from all the different. So the Randland or whatever the world of Wheel of Time is split into like several kingdoms, and so there's representatives from all the different kingdoms, and they're all wearing robes. They're all like hunching over to mask their height, and they're all wearing masks. Well, they did a very shitty version of this in a trailer that they dropped yesterday on Amazon. And it was a little girl who was running from these Trollocs. They're the Wheel of Time's version of orcs. She runs into this little house, and they're all these hooded people are seated at the table. She hides under the table, and all of a sudden, that evil dude who's supposed to have fiery eyes, he pokes under the table. He's like, "What are you doing here?" And then he takes her outside. He's like, "Don't worry, these Trollocs they're misunderstood. They're just hungry. They're just misunderstood, like people in the cities who are attacking. Like, because I'm in Chicago, people who like to pillage and do stuff. Our newly elected mayor,
right?
Wow.
No, I don't know what that means.
They shit on the book.
But yeah, they shit on the book, and we were talking about it, and it's just. Yeah, we're going to be doing. We're talking about that again tonight. So that's what this is.
Wow.
Prophet's been killing it with getting people on to talk this shit, because it's going to be another shit season. Like it's as Salty Traveling Sea says, it's a non-adaptation of a very good book series that has meant a lot to so many people over the course of 3 decades. People waited 3 decades for an adaptation, and they wanted to see what they read on the page put on the screen, and what they get shit. I mean, this is worse, in my opinion. This is worse than Rings of Power.
It's not unique to that. They seem to be doing with so many literary works, particularly in the fantasy and sci-fi genre. It's they don't care. They have their own story they want to tell, and they're piggybacking on the popularity of that book or story.
Yeah, it's like, imagine. I'll tell you how season 1 is. So season 1 is supposed to be based off of the first book, The Eye of the World. There were a lot of important points. There were a lot of important action moments. There were a lot of important character moments in that book. And it was a very compelling read. It was very Tolkienian because, like I said, it starts off in a small town separated from everybody else, and then these Trollocs come, and they're looking for these 3 boys and a wizard lady and her warder, her knight that protects her, is there, and she's like, "You guys are in trouble. We have to get you the hell out of here. We got to take you to, where the seat of the female wizards, the Aes Sedai, are." And they're being hunted throughout that book. And there's a lot of tense moments. There's a lot of points where there's a point where they split off and then they get back together. And there were points where they were nearly killed. And all that stuff. It's like, imagine Lord of the Rings. Imagine if Peter Jackson cut out the Bree section where they meet Aragorn and the Prancing Pony. Imagine them cutting that out. Imagine them cutting out the Bridge of Khazad-dûm. Gandalf falling. Imagine the breaking of the Fellowship. Imagine the breaking of the Fellowship, but without. Imagine if the breaking of the Fellowship didn't have Boromir in it. Like Boromir wasn't even in the story. Like they failed to include characters in the story in the books from the books.
From pivotal moments that you have to get the full feel of the story.
And the final battle, there's a final battle at the end of the book where they encounter these two Forsaken. Forsaken are like, so there's a lot of levels of bad guys that worship the Dark One. The 1,000-year-old Forsaken are the most dangerous enemies. Like they know spells that nobody else alive knows, and they can swat you like a fly. And two of them were engaging. Two of them engaged our heroes at the end of the book. And they were let's just say someone died as a result. And that was completely cut out for something totally underwhelming. And they changed. And then there was a point where our hero wins a battle on behalf of the city the town that they're right next to, because they're here at this point, they're in the Outlands. And they cut that out too. And they cut out like the villainous aspect of our main villain, who has fiery eyes, fiery mouth, and he talks like the Emperor. Well, kind of. He has that Emperor, like the Emperor from Star Wars, just very evil. Good. And they made him a nice looking Subaru Mac Cave looking salesman.
I can't stand when they do stuff like that.
The fact of the matter is too, like, this series is like, I think 12 to 14 books long. I've read most of them.
14.
And once you get invested into it, especially with Rand's story, and eventually I think I got up to the point where he gets to the desert and the dagger. I'm rusty. But
I'm on book 4. I don't have book 4, so he just got the sword Kalimdor. That's where I'm at right now.
Yeah, but it's when he meets I think he's in the desert and he's separated from everyone. And he meets the people who dwell in the desert. I might be way off on this one, but I remember that one because it was just crazy. And they have 14 or more books, I'm estimating. It's again, and they're ruining it in the book 1. It's the same thing when they did Sword of Truth, which I was excited for, which was pretty much Wizard's first rule, and they turned his dad into like a black-haired, "How hi, Mark," supermodel, and they killed Sword of Truth for me. Like, they couldn't even get Kaelin right or any of the confessors. And then
Terry Goodkind literally named his book "The Stones of Tyr." Or the Stones of Tyr. That's a location in the Wheel of Time. He stole that.
You can't take a series as vast as that and not, at minimum, and I mean at the bare bones, Games of Thrones it. You need to really have an idea of where you're going with it, and it needs to be expanse.
Rings of Power and the appendices, Arwen.
I get that. Even Legend of the Seeker, they're another one who totally pooched Dark and Raw. Oh my God. Book Dark and Raw.
That's Sword of Truth.
Was the Lord of Light. He was, fair hair and tall and this angelic being. They nastied him up in that show, drove me nuts, and I'll never forgive them for it.
They even downplayed how he beat him. They even downplayed how they beat him, because how they beat him was just incredible. And then it didn't even survive. Because when you got to the chimes, they didn't even get to the point where there was the Temple of Wind, and they open this temple and releases the chimes that could save the country, but it also destroys magic at the same time. Then you had these things where it was called the Veil. You remember the Veil, right? The Veil is what separated each continents, and in between the veils, if you want to traverse them, was the underworld, and you were hunted by creatures. Like, they don't do any of this shit. Nope. But hey, we get to have a long stare at Galadriel, pondering whether or not she wants to go back to Elfland or jump in the water and swim back to I don't know how many miles away, only to get saved by the person that's supposed to be fuck these goddamn Amazonians.
That's the problem, though. They're trying to take these epic stories, these mammoth tales, and just treat them like, well, you know what? We like the fact that it has a built-in audience. We like the fact that we could snark things from it for our own, but we'll come up with our own story and we'll package it and we'll sell it to them and we'll just expect them to eat it like cake. And we're like, no.
I mean, Arwen, if you want to watch something that insults not only Christmas but Santa Claus, watch any of that Santa Inc. That is just an abomination.
But it's not even that.
No.
It's not even that, Cash. Let's look at it this way. All of these ones have had pretty much a male protagonist that is on a journey to figure out what his destiny is. And they've swapped it to make it like, oh, mama's going to make you suck your tits for your destiny shows up. And we're going to go on this walk. You see that warden over there? That warden ain't going to do shit. He's going to sit there, even though he knows he can teach you swordplay, but he's going to make you a strudel. It's going to be strawberry. And then we're going to tell you how evil the evil
Pretty
one
much.
is. And it turns out to be Bob Iger.
Right. It's going to be Bob Iger. Yeah. Or the villains are now misunderstood, or they're going to tell you they're going to change She-Hulk. They go down a list of things. It's crazy to me. I'm like, have you guys watched any of the animated show? Did you read any of the comics? Do you care? Do you want to ever care again?
That's why I'm only watching anime right now. Twisted Metal, though, good. I keep saying that. I'm loving
I heard it was good.
I'm loving
That's
Twisted
what I've
Metal.
heard too.
It is.
Bro, it is bloody gruesome. It is worth it.
Really? Okay.
And real quick, before we continue, I do want to say hello to Jason Fox of 540 Studio, who's the very first to donate 12 Norwegian krona for a super sticker. I got to get something worked out for that. I know.
Don't think that's impressive. Don't think that's impressive. That's about like maybe $1.50.
Wow,
$1.25.
Hey,
When what day did you get when did you get monetized?
last night I got the notice from YouTube that I was approved.
Congratulations!
Yeah,
Oh
he
my
was.
God.
Yeah, he was sitting in his beanbag chair in his underwear, eating Cheetos, and the message came through. I mean,
Hey,
Baron,
great night.
Baron.
Baron's fetish is coming true.
well, usually I'm the one that's doing that. I mean, yeah, I mean, I have a bromance with
Baron, just be honest. You're upset because Mike is not going to take Obi from you.
I'm actually pretty up. He's not my cat. He's not my cat.
Oh,
I know
right.
some Korean restaurants that will.
Well, we got a Chinese restaurant. Speak of the devil, you had to say something about El Diablo Gato, and he just walked right around the monitor.
I had a black cat of mine that I used to call that.
El
That's
Diablo.
what's
The
boring.
exact same thing. He was a pistol.
Can you say something
I also want to say hello to DJ Ronnie G, who says, "Oh shoot, this is a fully loaded stream." Yes, it is, my friend. And
We're not shooting blanks.
Yes, you are.
Aye.
I also have another super chat. Brandon, the anime guy, $5. I'll get something worked out. I gotta get used to this. I'll probably never get used to it, honestly.
You won't.
But I am gonna go ahead and play this.
I'd buy that for $1.
Indeed. That was a show that I should not have seen as young as I did. That was fantastic.
I think a lot of us should have seen that movie when that came out. It's like,
You know,
God
I
bless the 80s
want
and
Cash.
the
I
80s.
want Cash to give a donation so I can play this one.
Cash Money can put his change in my piggy bank any day. Cash Money can put his change in my piggy bank any day. Cash Money can put his change in my piggy bank any day.
well, will you stop?
Oh, I was on loop for some reason. I thought I was off of loop.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
that's
Steven.
bad.
Thank you. And I also want to say hello. Yeah, Taco Bell foot lettuce. Get yours
What?
today.
Huh?
But I also want to say hello to Lester San Jose, the Skeptic Tank, who has become the first member of PACIFIC414.
Sounds skeptical to me.
I'd give you money, but I just don't like you, Mike. I'm sorry.
Oh, but I get it. You know, not everybody likes me. And
So I meant
DJ
to-
Ronnie G has become a member of PACIFIC414.
I meant to say I don't like giving you money. My apologies.
You don't like giving anybody money.
That's not true. I'm flipping you off $1 right now.
And Baron Orman Tagge the smartass has become a member. Just because you're a member doesn't mean I'm gonna slack off on calling you a smartass.
He's not always paying you just to stay on the panel.
Yes, exactly. TYA.
Yeah. And the Nerdporial Life Form with a $5 super chat. Congratulations. Thanks for inviting me tonight, and happy you are now finally monetized.
I'd buy that for $1.
You didn't pronounce it right. You didn't pronounce it right. It's congratulaciones. That's a word I made up.
Is that like fragile?
Yeah.
You know, see, this is what happens when Nerdporial and Baron get together.
What?
It's the battle of the smartasses.
No, at least part of me got educated, so there.
And the Padawannabe has also become a member.
Nice.
And Pat Steven has donated $1 Canadian. Hey, I'll take it.
This is absolute.
Wait, what?
Two.
What?
$2 Canadian.
Oh.
Dos.
Thank you.
Tres.
Wait.
Cuatro.
What?
Cinco. Seis.
Nueve.
$3
Ocho.
Canadian. Hey.
Oh, yes.
Once.
Thank you, Steve.
Four.
Whoa.
Ha, 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 ha. Four Canadian dollars.
Oh,
we have
Mike, I would love to stay, but I do have to go. But before I go, I do want to say congratulations to you on the 2 years. Good to have you going, and finally good to have you monetized. But you want to talk about something that is full of heavy metal and dark fantasy? Dark Schneider has returned, so I will be watching this.
I don't know that.
And
check it out. Yeah.
I'm going to check that out.
I've got a show for you that deals with Japanese occultism. It's called Dark Gathering. No, I don't want that. That's the wrong one. I got to switch the screens here again. Let me pop it down for just a second.
Look at all the naked chicks. That's great.
Thank you.
No, there's no naked chicks. The Netflix version of that doesn't do that. The original would have, but not this one.
Of course not.
But anyways, it's ready for you to pull back up. It's ready
Blood
for
and
you.
boobs. Let's bring it back up. Okay. There we go. Hey, whoa. Hi.
Oh, yes. Japanese occultism is a very interesting topic for an anime, so be sure to check out Dark Gathering. If for no other reason than for the girl with the skulls for the irises.
Well, I thought that was Cthulhu.
Brandon, we gotta find time where we can mock the gaming industry. They make it too easy, especially lately, man. They really do.
It's always easy to
that
mock
hard.
the gaming industry.
There
are those parts of it.
I pretty much did that mockery yesterday. We're good.
Oh yes, the good news came down, and we're all just laughing ourselves silly. So, anyways, everybody,
Brandon,
it's always good to see you. It's always good to.
So
hang
Brandon,
around
I'm almost on my first anime video. I'm gonna tag you. I want you to be proud of me. I want you to be proud.
He's looking for praise again, Brandon. Don't give him too much.
It's the millennial in me that needs all the validation I can get.
He needs.
Well, I'll give you the validation. You're doing an anime video. No, that's not easy to do.
No.
There's a reason I stopped doing videos for the most part, because the time I don't have it, and it's a pain in the ass to do editing. I hate editing.
It is. It is. I've been sitting on this for over a week. So, but I'm sure you know what anime it is. It's the one I paid $800 for.
Oh my lord.
Oh man.
Jeez.
Whoa.
What?
Legend of the Galactic Heroes. Yep, you paid for it, and
wow.
If you're
it's totally worth it. It's totally worth
if you're
All
gonna,
30 minutes of it.
$100, yeah.
Yeah, if you're gonna drop money on a series,
it's got to be freaking
it might as well be
good.
epic, and that's as epic as it gets.
Yes.
It is what Game of Thrones wishes it could be. It is what HBO wishes they could do. It is better than Skinamax. And with that, everybody, I'm out. You have a great night.
Take care, Brandon.
Thank you, Brandon. Appreciate you coming on, brother.
You bet. And, we'll have to have all you on for a get together.
Okay.
It's been
waiting for that reschedule. It's only been 9 months.
It has been a while. It has been a while, Fat Steven. But Steven, the the times that we stream they're just so hard
Okay,
to.
okay. Take your today's special. Have a great day, Brandon.
You remember that TV show? I remember that
put
TV
the
show.
hat on the head and he comes to life at night in the mall. Yes, but
Yep.
Jody and Muffy and Sam.
I remember that.
Good.
Yeah.
Make like a mannequin. Stay still. I'm just kidding. Have a good one, bro.
I also remember you can't do that on television. All we need now is the slime.
Yep. I love that show.
All right, everybody. Take care. We'll see you later.
Later, man.
Go home.
And that was Brandon, the guy.
Yes, I appreciate Brandon taking the time to join us. And let's see, Pat Steven with $25 Canadian.
Wait, did it switch?
You're
welcome.
30
in total. So there you go.
Yes. Thank you very much for your donation, Steven.
I can't gift memberships for some reason. So there you go. You're welcome.
I think I know the answer to that as to why you can't gift memberships, because I have all my subscriptions hidden.
No.
Dum bum bum.
What's with the awkward silence?
I know.
I don't know.
Hey, there's a beauty in silence.
Yeah.
I was waiting for someone to speak.
Oh my God! Who the hell cares?
I do. I always care, Baron.
Okay.
And of course, Jace is congratulating Phil, saying Pacific, someone paid $800 and Paul paid $700 for a flashlight. You're never going to let Paul live that one down, are you?
Flashlight or flashlight?
Oh, flashlight. God.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I just got to make sure.
Do I have to bear? Do I?
What?
What
do I do now?
It's what you always do.
Oh, okay.
And Brandon says, "Take care, all. Have a good night." You too, Brandon. Thank you for coming by. And Alan Copeland, good to see you.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Alan.
Hey, Alan.
All right, so
You said that
Hey,
Phil
Alan.
was here? You said Phil was here?
From Kraken,
Yes,
worst
Phil is
troll
here.
ever.
Yeah.
So everyone go ahead and continue where you were talking about the Wheel of Time and Reigns of Power and the lore.
I mean, yeah, I mean, they're changing the story. I mean, like this upcoming season they're somehow combining the second book and the third book. So the third book, the main character is gone. Like they're looking for him. Like he is. I'll say this: whereas in Lord of the Rings, Frodo is he has a ring. He has to go. He is burdened carrying it to Mount Doom to destroy it. Well, in the Wheel of Time, the main character slowly finds out over the course of a few books that he is supposed to be the savior of the world, and he starts having abilities to channel magic. And the thing is, in the Wheel of Time world, if a man channels magic, they start to lose their sanity, and then they could destroy shit. So, in this world, only the women can channel magic, and they have an order called the Aes Sedai. They're called the Aes Sedai. They have their own little city, and let's just say there's a lot of intrigue behind them too. But the main character is just he starts off as a normal farm boy, and what he eventually becomes, based on what I know, is he eventually has to lead he has to get everybody together, all the bickering countries in this world, to fight the final battle against evil. And if they don't band together, they all die.
I have a question. All that time that he's doing that, is he also trying to find ways to stay sane?
Yes.
Oh my God, that's a struggle.
I haven't even gotten that far yet. This is based on what other people have said. So
okay.
I'm only 3 books in. I still have another 11 books to read, and then there's a prequel book. But I hear the prequel book isn't that great.
No, it's like Kaylin. It sucks.
Yeah, and that's another thing. The show, instead of adapting the first book, they're adapting the prequel book that had the most progressive things in it. That's why they put stuff in there. They added shit that wasn't even in the first book, and that's just like, Why?
I get
Like,
what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, so not only did they cut out really important stuff from the first book that people wanted to see, that I wanted to see, they added stuff from characters who were like in a single sentence in the prequel book because
why not?
the word the word that rhymes with smoke, the word that rhymes with smoke and broke and all that.
Oh yeah, you can't say that word on YouTube anymore because the actual issue.
Oh, do they? I use code words anyways. I use them.
I just call it awakened.
Like I don't even say I don't even say the G word. I say broom or froom or something.
I can bring some actual positive news here. I'm going to share it real quick.
Okay.
You guys are into gaming, so
yeah.
Because I preloaded this today. Let me just get it going as soon as I find it. And these guys have a Eastern influenced Fallout style game coming, and it is called Ashfall, and you can preload now. And it has the same composers, and I believe including Hans Zimmer. I could be wrong. Who did the original Fallout music? If you're
I don't think it wasn't Jeremy Soule. He did Elder Scrolls.
I remember that. I don't remember which game, but one of them did definitely have it.
9 a.m. tomorrow. This will be on mobile as well. I'm going to find this for you guys. And where is the video? Let's see. We don't have the producers.
Mark Morgan.
Now, if you guys are looking for something that is not just post-apocalyptic, but beautiful, this is going into open beta test or open play test tomorrow.
Who developed this one?
This is. Oh, it's a little slow. Why is it a little slow?
I don't know.
What is eating my memory right now? Hold on, let me shut down my Photoshop. I'm so sorry. I've been doing thumbnails all day.
It's a brain slug. That's what you're.
It is still doing that. That is so weird. Okay, let's try small.
That looks pretty War of the Worlds right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's not working. I'm trying
Hello,
to.
everyone. I am Inan Zur, and it's.
Wow, everything is locking up. What is going on today? No, I've never had this problem. It's like everything's being eaten lately.
I think it's because of the Trudeau breakup. That's probably why.
I don't know. I have a feeling it's something to do with Windows updates again, but who knows?
I think I know the problem. Hold on. Stop, Cam.
Anybody follow the Nintendo Direct a month ago?
Yeah, I did.
We talked about it, I thought.
They're remaking Mario RPG of all
Yeah,
things.
they are.
Yes, they are. I saw the
and I may know somebody who might have made a retrospective on that. Let's just say it blew up a couple of times. Because of that, I've been getting flooded with comments saying, "Hey, you know, there's going to be a remake. Are you excited? Please make a comparison video once it comes out." I was like, "Oh Jesus!"
Legendary Star. What is going? I have never had this problem on my computer in my lifetime, and something is eating up all the memory, and I don't know what it is. I feel stupid right now. I'm sorry about that, guys. No, my processor's 5%. So whatever's going on, this is throttling from somewhere else.
It could be any connection, really.
No, it's really bad. Hold on.
You check Task Manager, check processes.
Yeah, all of that. I'm running a Ryzen 9 with 64 gigs of memory, and it usually does not do this. That's why I'm like, what the hell? Because I've been doing Fisher. Anyway. Here we go. These guys, I think it's their site. Okay. But it's going to be third person. It's going to be co-op. If you're somebody looking for someone for Fallout, it's very Western. Eastern inspired. You can see a lot of the, the Orient inspired. And you guys should try this probably tomorrow.
Are there any samurai in this game?
I think you can be a samurai. You can be a gun thing. Everything. They are
so cool.
Those look like liquors.
Yeah, the composers are all from the original Fallout 1 game, the Fallout 2 game, I believe New Vegas and Fallout 3 and 4.
Did the guy write the same writer write these too? Chris Avalon?
I will find out right now.
He also did KOTOR 2.
Yeah, I think that's the same guy. Ashfall. I don't know why it's being so weird. So if we go down, go down. I don't care. Go down. All right, so you got Hans Zimmer's doing the music. He's one of the producers.
Okay.
Cool.
Steve Mazzaro and Ion Zur. Dragon Age, Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 4, Prince of Persia, Fallout 3, Amazing Spider-Man 2, Icebox, Rhythm Section, Army of Thieves, No Time to Die, and everyone knows who Hans Zimmer is. That's including Dune, No Time to Die, Gladiator, etc.
I'm surprised he didn't do Oppenheimer.
He's done almost everything in any genre of film. He's like
Bear
McCreary, but
I was surprised how I actually thought he did a good job with Blade Runner 2049.
I thought that was all right. Yeah, like but
it sounded like Vangelis is.
No, the movie that came out with Harrison Ford and that other dude.
Oh, I thought you meant the series.
The other dude, the Barbie dude, the Ken dude.
Oh,
I didn't know there was a Total Recall. I just thought there was the first movie and then the series.
There was the reboot,
I didn't know there was
the remake or whatever. Yeah,
I didn't.
Very good.
Colin Farrell.
Yes.
No,
yeah.
They
made it PG-13 as well. It's
Total Recall got remade. No.
You know you can't replace. You can't replace Richter. You can't replace Michael Ironside as Richter. So you didn't hear see you at the party, Richter. You didn't hear that.
Yeah.
And the series
and you didn't have the three boob lady either.
What?
But she's iconic. She is iconic.
Played by Ensign Sonia Gomez in Star Trek: The Next Generation. Same actress.
Yep. Exactly.
So every time I see her
with the half melted face. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
These are
every time I see her, I look for the third.
They don't care, Arwen. I mean, you go down the list, and everything it's all like people like season 3 of Picard or didn't like it, and then you have stuff like Rings of Power, and then you're like, oh, let's try this. This show can't be that bad. Oh boy, and it's
always
crazy.
Worse than what you think. That's the discouraging thing.
Yes.
You can't judge it until you see it.
Right. Yeah.
I think people can judge it if they haven't seen it, because let's face it, they show so much now, you kind of know if you're going to vibe with it or not. What I have is somebody discussing it like they've seen it. That's the only thing I have about that. But no, anybody can form an opinion about anything.
Yeah.
That they
only once. Shame on you.
They showed the trailer.
Shame on me.
Everest Productions and Crit and I were like, hey, let's try some Cowboy Bebop Netflix. Okay, this is starting off okay, and then it just falls off a cliff when Faye Valentine comes in. It just falls off a cliff.
Is that Ever Ass Production? Is that what that one is?
It's Orca Boy.
Orca Boy.
Yes. And speaking of which, I do want to say hello to Jet Sparks. And, of course, already mentioned him. Orca Boy, Lord Crit, Everest Productions. Go ahead, Arvin.
Hey, y'all. No, I was saying it's almost gotten to the point where it's starting to impress me how bad they get with each project. It's like, you got to put time and effort to be this bad. You really do.
Yep.
And you have to have your butt on your shoulders and just throw your own ideology in it and make it all about you. I mean, that's got to take some work to be that arrogant.
It really does. And you still have people that other friends that say, well, give it a chance. You're going to like it. Go watch Barbie. Go watch this. Why? I don't have to. It's crazy to me.
Arwen, it's not hard being that way. I'm arrogant all the time. Just ask these guys over here.
Well, you're a special breed, Baron.
Baron, you're the sweetest, nicest person ever.
Yes, you are excluded from that bullshittery. You really are.
Okay. What do you guys want? How much is it? What favors? What? People want something. They want something.
Yeah, I want all the tea in China.
Oh yeah. How about North Korea?
Good stories. That's all I want.
Yeah.
I'm not asking for much. Well, I was happy with Barbie being pink and sparkly. That made my, my girly heart very, very happy. But the rest of it,
I heard it was very. I heard it was very anti. I forget what's the word for anti-man. Very misandrous. I believe.
Yes.
Misandry. Yeah.
Well,
yes. It was,
I mean, when I saw Mission Impossible yesterday with some of my family, and I really liked it. When I was coming out of the movie, I started hearing these young girls. They probably were like in their early 20s or something. They're like, "I'm Barbie, I'm Barbie, I'm Barbie," and I'm like, our society has just gone to hell.
Well, when I went to see
related to Barbie, I had one moment where she was like, "Yay, space! That's me." I was like, "Okay, Barbie, I got you, girl." But that was the only moment I could really, except for a couple, but they were so few and far between. The whole thing was just a mess. It was just a mess.
It's made a lot of money. It's made a lot of money, Arwen, but also there's a number of females that say, I don't like this. And this also has a message of, I hate men. Men suck. Is that the message you got too by, when you saw it?
I got the message that I got for it was men, if you're a feminist, if you are a modern woman, let me put it that way. So I think it has this very specific message. If you are a modern woman, your job is to educate men, and you can use your woman manipulation by doing that against said men. And then only when the men start acting more like women will they be fully accepted as men. That's what I got from the Barbie movie.
Okay.
So does that mean in the sequel,
in a nutshell,
in the sequel, we're going to have dominatrix Barbie then?
Probably so. Probably. It'll be fetish Barbie. I don't know. But that is what I got from that film, and that's why it annoyed me so badly, because I'm like, this could have been a cute, nostalgic, pop culture celebration of Barbie and all that she meant to us little girls who grew up on her.
Right.
And where are these women today? Where are the little girls who played with Barbie? It could have been Barbie's journey tracking these women as young girls growing up as women, and how Barbie inspired them or not inspired them, and where did these women end up? And it could have been a beautiful piece of celebration of women without dogging men. But no, they took the cheap route and they had to dog men. And I'm sorry, I think men are awesome. So I'm not about that. I have brothers, I have a father, I've had lovers, I've had friends. Y'all are great. You don't deserve that.
It's a shame.
I don't care if you're a man or a woman. Nobody deserves it.
No.
It's a shame. Like there's like little to no wholesomeness left in anything.
That's a good point, man. I agree with that. Yes.
Well, that's my big problem. Everyone's talking about saying, "Hey, would you go for an R-rated Star Wars, or you want to have an R-rated Star Trek?" And it's like, no, why don't things back to being what they were? This is these are in their own niches, their own areas, and why change it? You're not making it accessible to the next generation. There'll be the next fans that'll keep you alive. In many ways, you ruin it all.
I'm just gonna say this: R-rated Star Trek. All I could say is fucking solids.
Wow! Whoa!
Well,
I want to piggyback on that real quick. What Baron is saying. There are some shows that were created to be completely off center, like Archer. That is one of my favorite shows in the world. Not for 1 minute did I expect that to ever be family friendly.
No,
because that is the way that show was, that from its invention. That's the way it was. But when you got Star Trek and Star Wars and these things that we grew up on, that our kids grew up on, that has some purity to it, leave that alone.
Yes.
Yeah, the biggest rule for Doctor Who is no hanky panky in the TARDIS.
They can't. They have to push. It's like, oh well, we're gonna have this Rings of Power, and Bezos is like, oh well, like Game of Thrones, we have to have all the sex, we have to have this. It's like these are never what these shows were built on.
Actually, they started doing that because of the letters they got from their poor. You want to have that stuff added to it. You just got upset with the stuff they took out. So
it's just. The romances used to mean a lot of stuff means some. When I saw Mission Impossible, it's like, look, characters that care about each other. Look, a villain that's actually evil. Wow. What a concept. Yeah.
There's only one Mission Impossible, and that's the original show.
Yeah.
Hey, it was a team effort, and they killed everybody in the first movie, just so that Tom Cruise, so that could be a Tom Cruise action vehicle.
Yeah, that was what great about that show. It was, and you had to watch the show. You couldn't be like half-ass watched it, because if you quit watching for a moment, you missed something integral to what they were doing in that show.
It was great. Like it was like, so you hear the mission on the tape, obviously, and then they discuss a little. In the beginning he chooses the people that's gonna carry out this mission,
right?
And then they have a slight discussion. They demonstrate like some new technique that they're gonna do, but we don't know how exactly they're going to execute. That's what the rest of the show is. The rest of the show is us watching them execute the mission, and the way they do it is so freaking brilliant and cool. Like from the very beginning, like it was just like they were always 2 steps ahead of everybody else. And whenever they hit a snag, they always had a backup plan that allowed them to carry out their mission. And most of the missions wasn't them going and assassinating people. It was mostly discrediting politicians or bad people.
Yeah,
and I thought that was brilliant. And there were points where they had to obtain things, they had to rescue people, and it was just their brilliant planning just made the show a lot of fun. This is the '60s. This is '60s episodic television. It's a sister. Baron, you know this better, but this is the sister show to Star Trek.
No, very much so. They're on the same set and everything.
Yeah.
In fact, what was the name of the guy who was
cool
the first one
history
before
is
Phelps?
there.
The guy before Phelps, I got a middle block in his name, but he left the show after
Briggs. Stephen Hill played Dan Briggs.
Yeah, Stephen Hill. He left the series because he was an Orthodox Jew and he couldn't work after sundown on Fridays, which came to a problem.
Oh yeah.
There was it was kind of funny because someone had a story about I guess William Shatner comes into Weiss's office at Paramount. He goes about Hill is having this get together of all the Jewish guys here. They have prayer on the top of the rope. You want to join? Come on, Leonard. You want to join with me and all that? So that was one of the big stories about how he was trying to get all the Jewish actors to have like morning prayers or whatever on the ceiling of Desilu.
Yeah, he was slowly written out of the first season, and you kind of noticed that. But here's the thing: they like Next Generation. Also in the '80s, they brought back Mission Impossible. Only thing is, unlike Star Trek, Mission Impossible only lasted a season.
Right. And
then they made the movie in '96, and Peter Graves was originally supposed to play Phelps in that movie. And he's like, he reads the script. He's like, I'm not fucking doing this. I'm not a bad guy. I was the star. I was the leader. And so he leaves. And so they need to look for an actor who will play anything and anywhere. Oh, just ask John Voight. So they got John Voight to play Phelps.
Right. And the thing is, like, the first movie of Mission Impossible had a lot of problems because, he turns out to be the villain. I don't know. I have issues. And then the second one that John Woo directed, it's like, okay, I like this direction better that they're going in. They just have been going into it. But now they're at the point where they spent so much money on the newest Mission Impossible that they're not getting their return back. So they may have to cut these budgets of these films.
Well, they need to.
Yeah. Do it.
The villain in the second movie, I think he was up for the Wolverine role against Hugh Jackman. I forget his name.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What was the actor's name again? The bad guy in Mission Impossible 2. I keep forgetting.
It's been so long since I've watched that one. I don't remember.
I don't know.
Villain, you said?
Yeah, the bad guy. I forget the actor's name. I don't know him from anything
Sean
else.
Patrick Ambrose.
No, that's not him.
That's his. Hang on, that's the character. Hang on. Well, who the hell plays him? It's not telling me.
Doug Ray Scott.
Oh,
Doug Ray Scott.
Yes. Yep. There he is. Yes.
Yeah, he was up for the Wolverine role.
Ew! No. No.
You don't think so?
I have a love-hate relationship with that actor. Some of the things I've seen him in, he's really good. And other things, I just want to smack him and tell him to stop being such a beta. I just cannot deal.
That's most male actors now.
He plays. No, there's something about the way his expressions on his face, and he kind of whines sometimes, and But there's other roles I really like him in. He's not that type of character. But as Wolverine, no.
So in other words,
How about no?
No.
I loved Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. Even though Wolverine was never one of my absolute favorites, he was still, he's in the top 3 or 4.
Even though he's like 6'3" and Wolverine, I think in the
know,
comics only like 5'4" or 5'2" maybe.
Wolverine in the comics is like a small fucking vicious Wolverine. You got Hugh Jackman, like you said, he's tall, he's statuesque. They had to work with that, so he wasn't perfect for it. But I thought he did great with what he had. I really did.
Yeah, I agree.
I thought he delivered the role, the spirit of the role.
I thought so.
I didn't like the whole Jean Grey romance thing. That bugged me, but whatever.
In the cartoons and the comics, it's not going to change.
So I got a question for you guys because I have to go in a little bit. Are you guys looking forward to that musical episode of Star Trek: Strange New Worlds that everybody was talking about?
I'm playing that clip again. I'm actually going to play 2 clips.
How about no?
Clip number 1 has already been played. And let me find clip number 2. Baron, I have too many damn clips.
I know. We've talked about that before. Oh, you got too many damn clips? Okay, well, I'm quicker on this.
What the hell you say?
There we go.
I'm I'm looking. I see this thing. I'm like, are they that devoid of creativity? Okay, yes. Okay, fine. There's a space. Okay, there's either a space virus or there's an entity. I mean, what have they done in the past? Space virus. There was the Naked Time space virus. Everybody acts drunk. And there was another episode where they go to a planet and everybody turns into lazy hippies, the spores, the side of paradise. And then you had the entity that made everybody bigoted against Klingons because Klingons are
Klingons.
Or where Kang nearly breaks or Michael Ansara nearly breaks Kirk's back with that really hard pat in the back to the point where you see Nimoy looked like he was like, oh shit. Like you look at his face when it happens, like, oh shit. But like but those had like this thing called drama that like there were stakes involved in those episodes.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious, and don't call me Shirley.
I love that clip.
I have a feeling that this upcoming musical episode is just going to be them singing and dancing and whatever is causing the crew to sing and dance. It's just going to play its course. There's going to be no drama. There's going to be no stakes. No. If you do you guys agree or disagree? Yeah. Don't give a shit.
I just got one thing. I just got one thing to say about this episode that's coming up.
It stinks.
Yeah. This whole thing about the musical thing, and I've seen the clips for it, and I just bled from the eyes and the ears. But my point is this: you've got shows like Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Xena Warrior Princess, shows like that 2 of their highest rated shows, or best beloved, maybe put it that way, best beloved shows, were their musicals, because that was those shows had really serious moments, but they were campy ass fun. You could do that, and it worked into the plot. Star Trek has always had good. Star Trek has always come from a place of sincerity and a reality base to it. Yes. They're like those things that you mentioned were fine because they were all woven into the story and it made sense.
Yes.
Now we're just gonna go all wee Broadway, yay!
That's what I think. That's what I think is going to happen. Yeah. New Trek.
So no, I have a problem with it.
I mean, there are points where we've heard we've heard Data sing, we've heard Vic Fontaine. Who doesn't like handsome Vic Fontaine, the holodeck character? Yeah. I mean, he's given Nog, he's talking to Nog. Nog is going to him. I mean, he loses his leg in the last season of, spoiler alert, DS9. And he's going to Vic. I mean, who doesn't like Vic? What's his name? Bobby Dern.
James Dern.
James Turner.
When Spock is all dressed up with, laurel leaves in his hair and his toga, and he's playing that harp singing Bitter Dregs, when they're all under the influence of those alien beings forced to do their will.
Yeah, the psycho,
awesome.
the psychokinesis, and he's
they're making them do what they want. The whole infamous first racial TV, kiss on TV.
Yeah, that Plato. It was Plato's stepchildren. Yeah, and
stuff like that works. They work.
And they were. Yeah, and Kirk learns the Force, and they're him and Parman, the Philosopher King, are playing tug of war with the little guy Alexander. And Alexander has the knife. And Kirk wins because they figure out how to learn how to gain the ability to use telekinesis. So I mean, if Kirk and Spock were ever in the Star Wars universe, they'd learn how to be a Jedi. They'd find out the secrets to be a Jedi.
I feel like New Trek is treating this musical like it's the next Hamilton or something, but on TV.
It's like the next Hamilton. It's just like those other episodes where the crew did weird shit. Yeah. The thing is that you guys don't know how to write drama.
No,
you just write shit for the sake of writing it. You're like, oh, that's a good idea. Throw that piece of shit on the board.
Well, let's not forget they have things happen in Strange New Worlds that are happening 10 years too soon.
Yeah, like Uhura being on the ship, and somehow Dr. Mabanga, who was one of McCoy's specialists in the original series, somehow he's the chief medical officer. Yeah. So what's going to happen? Is McCoy going to assert his privilege and take over the role, or is Kirk actually bigoted and going to make McCoy? Where's Dr. Piper? Where's Dr. Boyce? The two previous doctors who were in the first two pilots. Where are they? Where's the other characters from the first two pilots? Where's Alden? Alden was the original communications officer. I don't think he had a word of dialogue, but he was there. Mm-hmm. I mean, like that would have worked today. Why bring in Uhura? And the actress is like, I don't know why they buzzed her hair up for starters, and her delivery of acting just like I can't imagine Nichelle Nichols talking like a teenager the way this actress talks like a teenager. Like they literally did a crossover episode, Lower Decks and Strange New Worlds. They literally did a crossover episode. I was trying to watch it. Like they go back in time. Boimler, the actor that plays Boimler, Jack Quaid. So you see him with purple. He has blue purple hair or something, because that's, I guess, Star Trek characters now have blue hair. I don't know.
Yeah.
But he's on the ship, and Uhura encounters him, and she's just like, "Oh, you're weird." I'm like, can you imagine Nichelle Nichols in the original series saying, "Oh, you're weird"? Once I heard that, I shut it off. I'm like, I'm not going to waste my time listening to this CW shit. I mean, that's what
all
it is.
The writers of the new Trek would hear you say all that, and they'd be like, "What?"
If they heard me, they'd be like, we're pissing off the right people. That's what they would probably say. Because
you don't know anything about Star Trek. We do. That's why we're running this show. What
Star Trek was always.
They would have no clue what you're talking about, because they don't delve that deep. Yeah. They don't delve that deep. They don't know the shit. They don't know it.
Well, they're shallow.
They can't write philosophical episodes.
Right. It's all got to be wee, yay space.
It's our worldview, and you're gonna like it.
Yeah,
pretty much.
It's all projection. The writing is basically projection.
Yeah,
that's what happens when people insert themselves into everything they touch. If you put too much of your own damn issues and philosophies and your politics, if you shove everything of yourself like that into everything that you do, it's going to take up space, and there's going to be no room for other people's ideas or opinions, or, hey, maybe I know a little bit more about Star Trek than you do. Let me help you. No, the ego will cut that off. It's all about me. And that's our talent today. That's our entertainment.
And there's no filter. Like these things are being signed off left and right. Yeah. Jennifer Salke signing off on freaking Rings of Power and Wheel of Prime. refuse to call it Wheel of Time because it's nothing like what Robert Jordan wrote. And same with Kurtzman and Akiva Goldsman and whoever's writing under them. I mean, they fundamentally made they fundamentally made Trek divisive, totally like it doesn't. I mean, if it doesn't appeal to everyone. I mean, unless you are a particular, idiot. You follow a particular ideology.
Yeah,
and that's never what Star Trek was about. There were people on both sides of the political aisle that liked Star Trek for different reasons because it was very human. It was all about the human. It was all about the human experience.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Human condition. Excuse me.
Yeah.
And it was something that people could identify with on a deep level, like myths in general. There's something about it, and the stories were all so very, cathartic, and they were also very, they were just good. I mean, you had the original series, and then you had the TNG, which had even more heartfelt episodes.
Yeah.
I mean, these were good characters. These were characters with moral centers that, went out into the galaxy and tried to, literally try to help make it a better place. And I always liked that. And now with these new writers and the way they write characters, you don't like any of these characters, even the legacy. I mean, I just brought up Uhura, and then you have Spock. You have Ethan Peck's Spock.
Oh, God.
I mean, I'm like, there's no gravitas to his performance, and I've said this before, but they did a what if balance of terror if Pike was in command of the Enterprise and Kirk was in command of the Farragut. Well, Pike fucked it up. Pike didn't do what Kirk suggested, going after the ship, taking them out before they get to the neutral zone. Well, what resulted? Well, they got to the neutral zone, and the Romulan fleet came, and they're at war. And we find out, we meet Pike's older version from the Wrath of Khan era. So he's wearing the Wrath of Khan uniform, and they're still at war. They've been at war for over 20 years.
Okay, I'm gonna bring up a clip from Deep Space Nine, and I want everybody to give me their reaction to this particular clip.
He said, "Today is a good day to die."
Blah.
Blah.
That's Disney's latest stock, right?
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
But yeah, Mike, thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome, Brian.
Take off.
Oh,
thanks for man. Congratulations, you're monetized now. I'm so proud.
Well, you helped. You, Steven, and so many others. You helped.
Yeah, do everything I don't do, and you won't get demonetized.
All right, but thanks for having me on. This has been really, really awesome.
Thank you for taking the time and coming on, and you'll have to come on again sometime.
Yeah, just let me know. I mean, right now I'm doing. I'm trying to get trying to get a guest list for. I've been doing Thursdays. I've been doing the last few weeks. I've been doing chill streams with people, just having casual conversation, talking about whatever. So like I had Mags on, we were talking about Final Fantasy VI. So, the subject usually fits the guest, whatever they really like. So
nice.
Or something that I like, or something that we can connect with, or something that I'm interested in. So this week it's going to be. Wow.
She was on Pop Talk a few weeks ago, and she talked about her love for Final Fantasy, and it was great.
Yeah, we were talking about we were talking about 6, we were talking about 4. We were talking about Sailor Moon. Yeah, we were talking about a whole bunch of shit. So, but yeah, so this week it'll be with Salty on. I'll be having Salty Travel and Sea on. We're going to be just talking about the decline of entertainment. So we'll probably be talking Star Trek, Star Wars, ESG scores, everything that Salty likes to talk about. So, so definitely there'll be probably 8 p.m. Central. I think I still have to make the thumbnail, but yeah, and then tonight is the Unhype that Prophet of the Dragon is going to be hosting. So if you're interested in Wheel of Time or all the shit about that we are yelling about Wheel of Time, definitely come by. We're definitely going to be talking about that episode I talked, or that clip that I brought up. So Yeah. So yeah, and hopefully my Legend of the Galactic Heroes video will be done within a few days. So yeah, my first anime video. Hopefully, I don't get hit.
You will.
Well, I'm praying. I'm praying you don't get hit.
I'm reporting you.
Thanks, Baron.
You're
Appreciate it, Baron.
You can always count on. You can always count on Baron.
I'm always. I always got your back. Put the knife in it, but that's it.
Damn. Okay. All right, everybody.
Hey, take care, nerdy.
Take care, Brian.
Take care. Have a good night.
Later, man.
I do have to get going as well. I have to set up for more Remnant stuff. And
all right, brother.
Congratulations. And
thank you.
All right, dude.
You guys have a good one.
You too, man.
And yeah, next week, Babylon 5 might be coming back. So
yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, but yeah, that's it. Sorry I went quiet. I was working on a thumbnail. Y'all have a great time.
Hey,
you too, Steven.
And talk to you soon.
Yeah, seriously.
Good talking with you, Fats.
And hi, Lord Crit. Yeah, same to you, Baron. Mike, you can do better than Baron. You can find someone better.
But yeah, Steven, definitely thank you for hopping on and spending time with us. And we got to do another game stream together.
Yeah, that's possible. I'm just gonna find a game that you're willing to play with. Well, you played with us on the weekend.
Yeah.
Are you still enjoying
Exo
Primal? Are you still enjoying that, Steven? Because
yeah, I'm playing it on occasion. It's a good game. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I hate it. I only play it because other people want me to play it. That's the reason why I do it.
Is that the reason? Sometimes that
No.
people.
No.
I'm glad. Dude.
Don't believe anything that guy says. Come on, Cash. You know.
All right. Take care. Have fun, and congratulations.
Have fun.
Bye.
Thank you, Steven.
Bye.
Oh, I think we lost Darwin. She said she was.
Yeah, she did say earlier that her internet was giving her trouble, so
she did.
She said she's able to come back on. She will. So
I hope
we'll
so.
keep the spot open for her.
We have an Orca sighting. That's
yes, we do. Welcome, Crit.
Autobots, prepare yourselves. He is here. Lord Crit.
Wow.
I am here, you bitches.
Wow,
bitches. Wow. What
you know what? I think Darwin left because he came in. That's probably the reason.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's.
Yeah, I'm looking at her message in the private chat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Crit did it. Okay.
I always blame Crit. It's all right.
So, Crit, how's your day been?
It's been good. It's been the same old. You know, I heard a lot of blah blah earlier, and I'm hearing a lot of blah blah now. So
hearing a lot of blah blah.
Blah 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 blah.
The blah blah stuff.
Blah 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 blah.
Yeah. She just sent me a message saying, "Sorry, my internet dropped. I couldn't hear y'all. There was roboting. I'll try to get back on."
Okay.
Yeah. I like Arwen. I've been on stream with Daryl and the crew a few times.
Yep.
Yes.
But do they like you? That's the question.
So, Crit, what would you like to talk about?
That's a good question. I didn't think about it coming in.
Well,
I had such entrance, and I had, my official entrance now. Well,
official entrance.
I see Brandon was on earlier, and I missed a chunk because I was coming home from work.
All good.
What shall we talk about?
I don't know.
Well, what would you like to talk about? Anything that's on your mind? Because this is, open topic.
We could talk about blah blah blah. I don't think that's I don't think that's a topic.
Okay, Crit, you deserve this.
What would you say you do here?
One Piece live action already. I think it's I've read the descriptions of the show. They leaked the episode titles. So far, it doesn't look like they're changing anything. They're changing some minor things. And they're actually giving a minor character a bigger role, which I think is good because he kind of needed a bigger role in that.
Well, I think miners should get more roles just because they work underground in coal. I mean, look what they did to the Four Dwarves. Miners' lives matter.
I should say supporting character.
So he's a jockstrap?
But I did hear something about Netflix Bebop. Ugh, that was a train wreck.
Oh yes,
I'm hoping that's not as bad. I'm hoping that's not as bad. I think that show was bound for failure because the creator of Cowboy Bebop wasn't involved, and he was actually shocked to see what they did with his source material. Whereas the One Piece, are you guys going to retreat into throwback con? That's a question for Mike.
Yeah, Lester San Jose, the Skeptic Tank says, "Are you guys going to retreat into throwback content, given what we've heard of the new TMNT movie and a lot of stuff all around?" Well, there's plenty of that material, whether it be movies or television shows, that can be talked about. And right now, and it's something that Steven mentioned before he left, but right now, the four of us are actually going through Babylon 5 along with Phil McCracken over on Crit's channel.
And Spock, too, if I remember right.
Okay, and Arwen's giving us an update saying the internet's up, but it's not stable.
Sounds like
That's similar to what happened last week here, where utility pole went down and the internet was down, but the cell service was up. But if I could get a connection, I was grateful. But if I moved to something else with that connection, then I'd lose it right away.
I want to answer Lester's question about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I've heard. I have heard.
Look, there's a rumor that Splinter might not be straight. I don't know. Whatever. It's just a rumor. There's some. Look, I don't care what YouTube thinks about this. We don't need what they're doing, what they did to April, what Seth Rogen did, and whoever else. What they did to April is insulting to the character, and I don't care what anybody says about that. It's insulting. What they've done with Splinter and his look is insulting. I don't think the animation for Turtles works as well as it does for Into the Spider-Verse, because there's obviously some connection there where they're using, it seems, a lot of the same information or animation. I want this movie to bomb. I'm not sure it will. I know it comes out this week, but
it might.
My thoughts on, I've read spoilers and I'm not impressed by the movie, but I can correct that. It's not Splinter's not gay. It's just a gender swapped.
That's why I said it was
still a dumb. It's still a dumb joke. It's still a dumb joke, and it's like what? That's stupid.
That's why I said it was.
But whatever. You read that shit and you're like, what? That's stupid.
Yeah.
That's the Seth Rogen. What are you doing? Trying to play jokes?
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna say this. I don't care if April gets race swapped. She's been race swapped before. It's not nothing new. The thing is, it's the design I have a problem with. Why is she a fat black nerdy girl that I'm just like she was never that in the original. You could change her race or whatever. I don't care. But you should stick to how she is. And apparently she's just she's afraid to, like, she's a high schooler that does like new stuff in the high school. Is stupid. I lost brain cells.
That's what I was going to mention. It seems like lately, anytime they have the character of April O'Neil, she's always a teenager now instead of being an adult woman.
Right.
An adult career woman. as a matter of fact.
Right.
If this character wasn't April O'Neil, maybe I wouldn't have so much as a problem to it. But because it's Turtles, she has to be April O'Neil. She has to be.
She has to be. It's part of.
They can't create their own original characters. They gotta change. You know, change. Who?
You know, where's Casey Jones in those? You know, Casey and Jones and April actually have a thing together. There's all this. There's a lot of lore. I know lore, but there's a lot of lore in this, and I just think you look at this movie, and I just think in a lot of ways it's disrespectful. Now, if it makes money, well, whatever. But I'm not going to ever go see it. I have no desire. I'm tired of.
Don't worry, Cash. We'll watch it together. Hate watch like we did Santa Inc. Another Seth Rogen.
One thing I'm glad I've only seen clips. I'm glad I have never watched a full episode of Velma. Oh, these decisions are just idiotic. And when people defend this stuff, it just makes me laugh so hard. You're gonna tell me, and even I'm not. That Superman show too, like what they've done to Lois, her hair. I mean, this is nitpicking, but no,
I'm still apprehensive to hate that show.
I can't watch another episode.
I've been watching clips, and I don't mind the clips, but you know that new thing with Lois just came out of nowhere. Like what? Huh? But actually, there's context to that. Although I should rewatch it. I can't compare it to Tila just yet because that Tila shit happens in the first 20 minutes of the He-Man show. I lost brain. We watched the He-Man show. We watched. Twice, by the way.
Five episodes. I watched it once, but 5 episodes.
Let's watch it again. Let's waste another 2 hours and a half watching it again. Yeah, I would listen. Physical media is important. Buy what you get because Disney's taken away all the DVDs in Australia, so the Aussies can't get any. They have to subscribe to those demon ass services over there. Buy physical media. And, you know, if you can't find a print, don't. I won't advocate a certain way of doing things, but there's always archive.org where you can find lost films.
I also want to say, if there's something that you don't want to watch, it said, come on, man, try it out. What's your problem? Blah, blah, blah. You know what? You don't have to watch it. You don't have to watch any of this stuff if you don't want to. Don't feel pressured by friends or other people that you know to watch a show. I mean, Crit likes Indiana Jones. Mike and I have a lot of problems with it, and that's okay. We can disagree. I know it's shocking, but yes, we can disagree.
Yeah, Crit is wrong, and you two are right.
Cash doesn't like Spider-Verse. I love Spider-Verse.
I have problems with it. Yes,
we've got somebody here.
Yep.
Anonymous.
And
Anonymous.
We have another.
Hey,
Apion. Welcome.
What's up, Apion?
What's up? What's up, Anonymous?
Man, I should get rid of that copyright music, and so Anonymous can listen to the tale of Pop Talk, the legend, the lore. He was the ancient wizard that tried to stop the wokeness that was rising from the dark.
I hate you all.
Well, welcome to the show, Anonymous.
What did I do, Animos? I didn't do anything yet.
Guilt by association, Baron. Guilt by association.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
How you doing, guys?
Doing good. How are you doing?
So what is? So I
Apion, how are you doing?
Yeah, Apion, how you doing?
Cash just wants to talk. Let Cash talk.
No.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, I want to be a respectful host and acknowledge you guys. I don't want to ignore you. It's like, okay, you guys come on the panel, but I ignore you? No.
I get ignored all the time. It's no big deal.
I just wanted to ask Anonymous, what do you is there anything that you've seen recently that you're actually excited about, man? Any kind of entertainment? There is some stuff surprisingly coming out, even with all the nonsense going on right now.
I don't remember. I know there was something. No, I don't remember what it is. You got me on the spot, man. My mind
I
blank.
know. What about you, Apion?
I know I want to see Dune too, but I don't.
Yes.
Oh, yes, I want to see Dune.
Dune looks really good. I finally saw the trailer. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, it looks good.
Ahsoka's coming out.
I'll watch Ahsoka,
and
I'm not that
and
excited.
Ahsoka, woohoo! Yeah, Ahsoka's gonna be the new Jedi hero, and Luke's gonna be sidelined.
gosh.
I can't wait.
I swear, if Filoni has the balls to say that she's the chosen one or somehow better than Luke,
The chosen one.
I'm gonna lose my mind.
I would love to see people say, "Oh, it's a 10 out of 10." Hayden Christensen in it. It's Anakin. Because that was the same defense I saw Kenobi. Like, oh, it's so good. He actually fought Vader. I was like, I'm glad you tried, man, but you can't defend everything else. Even then, that fight sucked. It was all in like dust and stuff. Why can't we have like a clear fight? Like in Revenge of the Sith, you saw everything. You could see every detail, even if they were on a volcanic planet.
But they're trying to cover up the crap, dude. They don't want to see their crappy CGI and
there is a new Scorsese film coming out. Of course, there is, because the man is just, and it looks like a banger. I have to say, you got Robert Downey. No, you got Robert De Niro. You've got Leonardo DiCaprio. And Jesse Peelman's,
Is
right?
that
The one from
Killers of the
Breaking
Flower
Bad?
Moon or whatever?
And, yes.
Yeah, that
yes.
does look interesting.
It does.
Killers of the Simp Moon.
Of the Simp Moon. Yeah, there's surprisingly some movies coming out that actually look interesting. And it was so nice that I saw no Disney trailers at all. Oh, so it was very nice. It really was. I know.
What a world.
Weren't you sad to not see the Marvels? So sad you can't see your favorite actress, Brie Larson.
Gosh, Brie Larson, she's so amazing. Oh, I love her so much, and yet I don't think about her.
Or that Pixar UFO film coming out that everyone forgot about.
I forgot about that.
I
Yeah.
knew about.
Yeah.
Craig, you're not supposed to talk about Cash Money's foot fantasy on air. You know that.
Yikes,
Don't bring up.
No.
Don't bring up
what is that? That's a thing, right? What is it? Brie Larson has a foot fantasy.
No,
or
she's
somebody
got
else
big.
does?
She's got ugly skeleton feet.
We're talking about like Dan Schneider or something. I don't know where this went off.
Dan Schneider.
Yeah, Dan Schneider's got the fetish. Brie Larson has the weird monkey feet.
Yeah, you know, like those skeletons that you'd see in like health class and stuff.
Yes.
She's got like those kind of feet, like fake skeleton feet.
Dude, she can hang upside down with her toes.
I don't know. Like,
Probably like a bat.
I really find it funny how much Samuel Jackson defends her, even though they've become good friends and stuff. It just makes me laugh. I don't know. It's like, dude,
they might be more than friends.
That's what some people have said, but that man's married, so I don't know.
Hey, a ring doesn't stop it, you know. That's not a.
Doesn't stop entry. Never stop anybody.
I wish that it was, but it's not like a barrier. Shield.
I lost the marriage that way. Come on.
And if he's married to that scroll, I mean, he takes his ring off every time he leaves. We saw it in Secret Invasion.
You watched all of that, didn't you?
Yeah, I watched all of it. Oh man, that was a fun time.
Did you get your sippy cup and your sleeping pills, trying to sit through all those episodes?
Oh man.
What was it, 6 or something?
It's so cool to know we have a new strongest hero in the MCU, Emilia Clarke.
Yeah, what is this Emilia Clarke? Like she has all. I read
all
about
the powers.
She has all these powers. This
all
is
of them
ridiculous. And then people say, "No, you just hate women." No, anybody who has all these powers, men, women, alien, whatever.
I honestly,
it's too much, man.
I honestly wish they did more with her character in Solo. Why can't we get a spin-off of that character?
And she's like Darth Maul at the end.
I didn't like her.
Yeah, there was some interesting stuff with. I liked her character surprisingly. One of the few Disney characters.
I just thought it was silly to have her be a love interest to Han Solo when everybody knows they're not going to end up together.
I kept asking
no point of that.
The the same question. Why am I supposed to care about her? That is, what is the point? Why do I need to care about her? Tell me. Please tell me.
Well, you need to know Han Solo was a woman, a ladies' man.
Of course.
In the deleted scene in The New Hope, he was, he had a girlfriend in that movie, and he kind of or a one night stand. I don't know what. Before Ben and Luke meet him, he's talking with this girl and stuff in the corner, but they cut that scene out of the movie. But there's pictures of. I thought that was maybe that character that they were referencing, but I don't know. I didn't mind it. Really, I don't mind that Solo movie except for Phoebe Waller-Bridge's annoying ass droid character.
I think it's a pretty good movie overall. I think Ron Howard coming back tried to do something with it, but Solo lost money, right? But still,
it wasn't his fault. It wasn't his fault. It was a mess. They wanted a comedy. They wanted 20. What's the show? What's 21 Jump Street? But it's Han Solo. That was what it was going to be, and that was the one decision I think I can agree with. Like, why would you make a 21 Jump Street Han Solo movie where they're like all joking all the time? I hate the fucking. I blame Josh Whedon for how jokes are in movies nowadays because. You get all these quips and these references to pop culture you're like, oh, dude.
It was fine before with stuff.
When they're not needed.
But,
really, does every movie have to have a quip?
No, it doesn't. And
pop culture?
It worked fine in the Avengers movie, but there was still a serious tone, and that's what I want back. You want more of the fan base to care about Marvel. You want them to stop losing money. Stop with this goofiness. It's too much. It's too much. Even... I would say Guardians of the Galaxy 3, some of the jokes did not land, and it was disappointing. It really was. Because I was expecting that movie to be quite funny at times.
Oh, yeah, screaming. Yeah, so funny.
There was here's another thing.
Go ahead, yeah.
The way they go after us because we don't like it, they say we're ists, ovs, and Nazis. Well,
Then you're crazy. I know you are, but what am I? You're a nerd. I know you are, but what am I? You're an idiot. I know you are, but what am I? I know.
What?
I know you are.
I'm a loner. I'm a rebel.
It's funny to think, man. Remember getting up Saturday mornings. There's Pee-wee's Playhouse, man. Well, it's just a fun show. It even had some good values in it. And we know Paul Rubens had demons, but once again, the man brought so much good entertainment to people.
He also had some lotion and some Kleenexes.
He probably did.
He dabbled in some porn, nobody's perfect.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Dabbled. I don't know.
Dabbled.
Nobody's
Dibbles,
perfect. Yeah. I'll always remember him for Mystery Men, the spleen.
The spleen.
What a legend.
Oh, I bought that. I gotta watch it again. I bought it on
superhero. Oh, it's so funny. I love that film. So good. I'm gonna watch it again in honor of him.
I
We got the 4K version
after that.
Yeah,
they got it on 4K now. You can buy it.
Well, I bought used Blu-ray, so I'm fine. It's good. Blu-ray's my lowest. 4K is reserved for like blockbusters and like really good movies I like.
Yeah, Blu-ray's.
Oh, listen,
it's hard to go back to regular DVD after Blu-ray.
Yeah, I'm trying to get rid of all my DVDs.
Blu-ray is pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool. You get all those extra features, and Blu-ray's still kicking around. I wish they would do a Blu-ray of Trigun, but I can't get my wish. So
they never did. They never released
a
Blu-ray Trigun. What?
No, nope.
What is this? What world are we living in?
A lazy
crazy.
They still don't have Blu-rays of freaking Titan AE and the Abyss. I mean, what's that about?
I don't know, man. I don't know who makes these ridiculous decisions, but
somebody needs a lot of fire, and somebody.
Yes, somebody does.
God, especially anime. Anime looks so clean in Blu-ray. Like I have all the Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super on Blu-ray. It looks.
I'm sure it does.
Classic anime. I don't know about new anime. It depends on the art style. Like Dragon Ball, like always varies from sometimes like the current art style is really, really good. opinion. But like a couple years ago, when they were doing, I think they ran out of money. The animation was so bad and the colors were so like, ugh. I wouldn't want that on Blu-ray. You can watch that on DVD if you really care for it, or you can just grab a book copy of that chapter and not.
One of the regular DVDs I have of Dragon Ball, it has like a bunch of like sloppy ink where like you could like see the ink kind of like on the screen where it kind of like where they tried to clean it up, but you can still see like pieces that they didn't finish. You know what I mean? So it just looks dirty.
For a minute there, I thought you were going to go floppy wieners.
Which version of Dragon Ball are you talking about? Dragon Ball Z?
Dragon Ball, like the original, just like when he's a kid.
That never got a Blu-ray.
Yeah, no, the regular one is very dirty. Like when I watched it, I'm like, oh man, this needs to be cleaned up so much more. Like
DBZ got cleaned up, but they cropped it, and it was horrible. Although I don't mind the cropping, I like it in widescreen, but even then you can notice, oh, it's cropped. Oh. And then they finally got smart and they did like a special release where it's like the original negatives, so it's not cropped. And that was the one everyone says if that's the purest edition in my opinion. Dragon Ball, you could just get wherever you want. It can be cropped and not. It doesn't change you watching it.
Just leave those Dragon Balls alone. You never know what's going to happen out of there. You might get rid of that dragon if you play everyone with those Dragon Balls.
You want the Dragon Ball so you can get a wish.
I don't want any of the scenes cut from Dragon Ball Z that are like important. That like they may be violent. Like when Frieza skewers Krillin with his horn. Like I want that. I don't want that cut out. That scene's violent, but it's necessary. I don't want any cleaning up. Not for my benefit. Don't cut any scenes that are important.
So Apion, do you prefer Kai or the original? I prefer the original. It's a little cheesier, but
I grew up with the original. Exactly. Like I remember getting home after school, so excited, and then like listening to Ed Boon, or was it the guy that did Toonami? Yeah, and like he's always like, "Oh yeah, we got an amazing hour of Dragon Ball Z." It's like, "Oh, let's go." Yeah, dude, I like the original every time.
I wonder what Dragon Balls taste like.
Ooh,
kind of like
fry oysters.
Fry oysters.
Yeah, like
except a little bit bigger and spicier, a little bit more flame to it. Yeah,
I figured spicy. I was thinking spicy.
Man, that would be a delicacy. Like like you're saying, prairie oysters or whatever. Any type of special oysters. I love that term for. I'm not eating no testes, man.
But $20 is $20.
No, not even for $20.
You put me on Fear Factor. I don't know, man.
That was I don't know if that show's still going on. I don't think so because
that's so gross.
It's gross, but that one dude where he's like he puts that spider that's live in his mouth and he goes, "Tastes like chicken." I was like, "Oh boy,
yeah, no." I would do a lot of things, but I'm not putting nasty critters in my mouth, man.
Seriously.
Well, they canceled Fear Factor because they forced. They had Joe Rogan talked about one time. They have it on YouTube, but. They had a competition, and this is probably how it got canceled, where they have to drink donkey semen, like a whole gallon of it.
Now you're getting into jackass territory. Jackass thing. Let the jackass crew drink the semen.
And like a guy chugs it.
Game over, man. Game over.
He's like licking his lips and stuff.
That's some good donkey. Yeah. That's what I had since going down
You know what, man? That's how Fear Factor got canceled.
Oh God!
That reminds me of
There's one movie. We're moving on. We're moving on to it.
I see nothing.
Chappelle Show did the best Fear Factor. Y'all got some hot sauce when they had Tyrone on there.
Tyrone, man.
Yeah, I'll take yours. He's eating everybody. He's like,
he said, "Yeah, I'll eat that too. I'll go, yeah."
I want that prize money.
I want it. Yeah.
Yes, you did, Mr. Whoopa.
Yeah, Whoopa.
Yes, Whoopa. Yes.
Yes, you did, man.
Chris brought up a gallon full of jizz, and then it just turned into this chaos.
He mentioned that, and all of us were like, nope. Nope. That escalated quickly.
People
seriously, like
the bull semen. I mean, crying out loud.
There's one movie that almost made me throw up, and that was like Van Wilder at that scene where they were eating the cannolis. I almost barfed, dude. I'm not joking. It's somebody, dude.
When the one guy,
boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
Yeah, the best line in Van Wilder. The one guy goes, "I think I've had these before."
It's still warm.
Yeah, it's so warm. Oh.
Like,
I've never eaten an eclair. I will refuse to eat an eclair after watching that movie. It's disgusting. I don't know what they've done to these eclairs.
And on that note, we are going to talk about the late Paul Reubens, better known as Pee Wee Herman. Hollywood's mourning the loss of beloved children's icon Paul Reubens, best known for his work as TV and movie alter ego Pee Wee Herman, has died. The actor's Instagram page announced the sad news on Monday and revealed he had been battling cancer for the last 6 years. As a quote here, it goes on to say, "Last night we said farewell to Paul Reubens, an iconic American actor, comedian, writer, and producer whose beloved character Pee Wee Herman delighted generations of children and adults with his positivity, whimsy, and belief in the importance of kindness. Paul bravely and privately fought cancer for years with his trademark tenacity and wit. Gifted, prolific talent, he will forever live in the comedy pantheon and in our hearts as a treasured friend and a man of remarkable character and generosity of spirit," the caption read. The post also included a personal quote from Reubens himself, in which he addressed fans who weren't aware of his health issues. "Please accept my apology for not going public with what I've been facing the last 6 years. I have always felt a huge amount of love and respect from my friends, fans, and supporters. I have loved you all so much and enjoyed making art for you," his message read. The post concluded with a request for any condolences to be made in honor of Reubens' late parents, Judy and Milton Reubenfield. Stand Up to Cancer, or other organizations that benefit dementia and Alzheimer's research. Reubens starred as Pee-wee in classic movies including Pee-wee's Big Adventure, directed by Tim Burton, and the legendary kids program Pee-wee's Playhouse, which aired from 1986 to 1990. He also appeared alongside Johnny Depp in 2002's Blow, and as the Penguin's father in Fox's Batman prequel, Gotham. So, yeah.
He's also the father in Batman Returns, too.
Yeah, he was.
Penguin.
And how many of you, whether you're on the panel or in the chat, how many of you watched Flight of the Navigator?
Me, of course.
Long time ago.
Man.
He was the voice of Max.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. He is.
Do you think?
I know you are, but what am I?
Do you think that when he was with a woman and he came to that final moment in lovemaking, he did that?
Probably.
Blah, blah.
You know that had to happen several times. And she's like, "Stop it! Just stop it!
Stop it!
I've had enough of you."
That's enough. That's enough.
And I do want to say hello to Raquel SSG, who says hello and congratulations on 2 years. Thank you. Thank you very much. And we also have the old man. Whoopa Troopa. Boy, you sure did. Rocky Mountain Oyster. Anyone?
Rocky Mountain Way.
You at the wrong time.
Get my fire.
Yeah. Thanks, Kurt. Thanks.
Yeah.
Well, you guys were talking about Fear Factor, so I wanted to give you some facts. So
yeah, but
they
come on, man.
Yeah, when you talk about Fear Factor, it's gonna go that way.
You know why? You knew it was gonna go that way.
Inevitable.
I knew, but I was hoping beyond hope it wouldn't.
Well, the fact that Mike is now monetized, you know who our first sponsor is going to be.
Oh,
Thanks.
this stream is no longer monetized, by the way.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yep. Thank you, everybody.
But do you guys have anything you want to say about Paul Rubens or his alter ego, Pee Wee Herman?
I think his first time to play Pee Wee on screen, on the big screen, that is, was when he was one of the Cheech and Chong movies. I can't remember, it was Nice Dream or Up in Smoke. He was in both those movies, but one as Pee Wee. And yeah, and it's amazing where you see Paul Rubens popping up left and right. But he made a big, huge, giant effort to promote Pee Wee so much that when he went out and did interviews and stuff like that, it was always as Pee Wee. It was only after he got caught in the theater, see good films lately, that Heard Any Good Jokes, that's what it was when he was on MTV, Heard Any Good Jokes, that he started doing him as Paul Rubens. But he wanted to make sure that character was alive. He wanted people to actually believe that Pee Wee Herman was a true, actual person, to the point that he made sure that he was never seen smoking in public, and specifically as Pee Wee.
Definitely. I have a few things to say about Paul Rubens too.
Okay.
I think that it's a disservice for him to be remembered for that, theater thing that he did when he did so much more things that are more important, and people should remember him for the other stuff that he did, making us laugh, and that's what he wanted to do. Did any of you guys ever see the show 30 Rock?
Yeah,
I've watched an episode here and there.
Well, he guest stars in an episode, and it's one of my favorite episodes of the entire series, and he's like in the entire thing. He plays Prince Gearhart, and he's got like little hands and little legs, and he's like basically just his head on like a little body doing like that kind of joke, and it's absolutely hilarious. If you've never seen it, yeah, it's like, I think it's called like Black Tie or Event or something as the episode title. But watch that if you want to like watch Paul Rubin he's hilarious. Like, he steals the show. Like, all the people are funny in the show, but when he comes in, it's all about him, and he does just so brilliantly for 30 minutes. It's spectacular, and he will definitely be missed by me for sure.
Well, yeah, he was also on Reno 911 in their movie that they had, and actually the MTV thing was the perfect deflection of that theater incident when he goes in there, afterwards. That happens. He goes out there, Heard Any Good Jokes lately. Talk about a way to just throw that off to the side, what happened to him, and to go forward. I mean, that is a true sign of professionalism. That is a true sign of being creative and going out there. It's like, yeah, I know it's out there. What's the best way to do it? Face it, make fun of it, and move on. And it kind of dropped off of that, and people started remembering Pee Wee and Paul Rubin, and yeah, that theater thing kind of went in there, but it was still a joke. But I think most people remember him as Pee Wee. He'll always be remembered as Pee Wee,
as he should.
Yeah, as he probably wanted. He loved that character.
How many years did he do Pee Wee Herman as a character?
He started in the late 70s, I believe.
Yeah.
Wow. When did it end? So,
he did a Netflix Pee Wee movie with Joe. I forgot his name.
Yeah, 2017.
Wow, so yeah, almost like 40-something years then, yeah.
Yeah.
That movie, I liked that movie, though. Pee Wee's Big Holiday. That was a good movie.
And I'm sure he did stuff as Pee Wee after that here and there, but I think that was the last movie he did. But they were planning on some stuff. They were planning more.
Yeah, he was writing a memoir, and he was writing 2 other Pee Wee movies.
One was for adults and one for kids. Because the Pee Wee character actually was meant for adults.
Well, he had the Pee Wee Herman show. That was the adult show.
And then he was smart. Then he was really smart. He did the midnight shows for the adults, and then he would do a matinee for the kids as Pee Wee. So he was able to take that character and go from adult-oriented humor down to kids, and then, of course, when you had Pee Wee Playhouse, besides the nostalgia for a lot of people of the Saturday morning cartoon hosts, the humor was all across the board that adults and kids could appreciate and enjoy it. Kids might not have gotten the jokes, but the Baron sure did, and that was another masterful move that he did with that show. Being able to balance that and keep that going. That's why he's so remembered for that show.
Yeah. I mean, talking about, the two shows that he had, the adult show, the Pee Wee Herman show, then Pee Wee's Playhouse. But how many times did any of you rent Pee Wee's Big Adventure and wear out that tape? Watching it over and over again.
I had to...
And looking at that bike and going, I want that bike. Like Francis and everyone else in that movie.
God, isn't that the one where he like goes into the Godzilla set?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, I've definitely seen that movie a bunch of times then for sure. It just took a minute for it to come back, but yeah,
that's
a wild ass movie.
I always think of now that he's passed away, I always think of the part where he's about to leave the drive-in with Tommy Pickles, Elizabeth Daily, and he's like, "Don't you?" She's like, "Don't you want to watch the movie?" And he's like, "I don't need to watch the movie, Dottie. I've lived it."
I am the movie.
But I love when they're at the drive-in theater and they're watching the movie and you see Pee Wee's quote-unquote cameo, and they dub over the voice. Mr. Herman, paging Mr. Herman, you have a telephone call at the front desk. Yeah. For those of us who are old enough, he was our childhood.
Yeah, he was quite something else. There's just no doubt.
Weird though.
He put that weirdness into the character.
He was always there for me, he was always like there, like in the outskirts of my viewpoints, or I never watched the show. I never seen the movie once, and it's probably because one of my friends was watching it or something. It just that character never really spoke to me.
Right.
And I don't blame him. I'm not saying I hated him or anything.
No, I hear you. Yeah, I totally hear you. I grew out of it.
Never had a childhood.
I grew out of it too. Like when I was younger, it was funny, but then he kind of, I was like, all right, the gimmick is kind of wearing thin a little bit, but that's no disrespect to him. It's just, I agree with you where it's just like the character.
He did what he did, and he was successful at it, which is cool, and I props to him. And but yeah, it's and I didn't mind himself. I just remember after the incident, his first movie that I remember seeing him in was Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah, he's the first Slay, right?
Yeah, the very first movie. Yeah, it's he was the vampire.
Yeah,
and I thought, oh, he's making a comeback. I just thought, he's making a comeback. He's trying to get his career back online. Well, that's cool. And it was kind of a big deal. I remember people talking about it.
Are you a fan of Nightmare Before Christmas?
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, because he's in that. He's one of the
Mystery Man,
crazy kids.
He was also in the movie Blow. He was very good in that.
Oh yeah,
never seen
based
that
on a true story, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
Nightmare Before Time will be watched forever. Like that movie's always going to have a cult following, and he's in it, so he will live on.
Nightmare Before
that.
Christmas.
Nightmare Before Christmas. My bad.
Yeah.
What did I say?
Time.
Was it Nightmare Before Time?
See, that's my own movie. I'm writing that separately. Why am I bringing up?
Well, I thought you were kind of bringing Land Before Time and
I don't know. My bad.
Mashing it together, dinosaurs and ghosts living together. I mean,
Matt's
that would be that would be an interesting story. Hollywood, take notes. Steal from us if you want. I don't know. You need some new ideas. We know this.
You have all these live action remakes. Where's the live action remake of The Land Before Time? Yep. Yeah.
I mean, really?
Yeah,
Universal is a grubby money grubbing company. I mean, you look how they treat fan projects and stuff like that. You know, why don't you do the Disney route and make soulless live action remakes of all the Don Bluth stuff.
Someone said the Land Before Time was Jurassic Park, and all I could think of was Littlefoot is like the grown up Littlefoot was that brontosaurus that burns on the bridge when they leave the dinosaurs behind in Fallen Kingdom.
Oh, that movie's horrible.
There's your Littlefoot. Remember? Well, that's the brontosaurus from the first movie. But yeah, isn't it so sad? Yeah,
Littlefoot's now Crispy Foot,
right?
Yep. And real quick, I do want to say hello to Wakazashi C House, who says congratulations on 2 years. Thank you, Great.
Yeah, congrats, man. I didn't say that when I came in, but fucking congrats, dude. Hell yeah, 2 years. Way to go.
And of course, Tim Talk. Yeah, 2 years of PACIFIC414 Pop Talk.
Tim Talk.
And let's see. Crit has an article. It doesn't have anything that might make me go, Crit?
No. Apparently,
Pornhub is doing the
thing where you know, we could talk about more Fear Factor, you know.
No. I think we've talked about enough. What does everyone else think?
Floppy wieners, floppy wieners, floppy wieners.
We're not talking about floppy wieners either.
On top of another wiener. Oh man, such a good song.
But yeah, Paul Rubens, what a great talent he was as far as his timing and, you know, his genius coming up with the character of Pee Wee Herman and just giving us a character to gravitate to.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Crit, let's check out this article.
This makes me very sad. No more extras.
Wait, we could be the extras, or just the ones that they don't hire.
Yep.
Fucking AI, man.
Well, this apparently this shows Disney, the extras that like joined Disney's WandaVision show. Mm-hmm. Apparently, they were AI recreated without their permission, and et cetera, and archived in their system.
Interesting. Movie extras worry they'll.
Isn't that digital cloning?
Yes.
Technically,
without your permission, cloning? you don't get paid for it. You give them your likeness forever.
That's not right. That ain't right. Yeah, so you do this one job with you, and then we can use your likeness forever.
Yeah, you'll be.
That's why you have to read the fine print.
Right.
Yeah. This movie was horrible, but it is exactly what they explained in Space Jam 2, where they wanted, you know, you could pick your own movie, but LeBron James would be in it, like he would be in Harry Potter or Game of Thrones. It's stupid, but this is basically that. You want to see LeBron James in Game of Thrones?
I guess he could be a Quidditch teacher in Harry Potter. I don't know what.
You can do that with AI. You can.
I don't know LeBron James in anything.
Yeah, really. Like, what would you be in Harry Potter? Oh my god! You're not gonna be a student.
House elf. Oops, I'm sorry.
Oops.
The only thing I can see is a Quidditch teacher. That's it.
So we have this article from NPR, and it says movie extras worry they'll be replaced by AI. Hollywood is already doing body scans.
Oh yeah,
this is by Bobby Allen, and it was posted just today. It says after 4 weeks of working as a background actor on the Disney Plus series WandaVision during the pandemic, Alexandria Ruba. I'm not going to butcher that name.
Not going to work here anymore.
Rublakaba
was told by the production crew to report to a tractor trailer. Well, that should have been light from the beginning. What do you mean you want me to report to a tractor trailer? Goes on to say dozens of other background actors were wrangled to the same site where one by one they were told to stepping in front of a series of cameras on metal rigs behind glass. Have your hands out, have your hands in, look this way, look that way. Let us see your scarred face. Let us see your scared face. Let us see your surprised
No, I
face.
didn't. It's in the bottom of the fridge.
And says that she recalls of the instructions she was given. Also says the actors had their faces and bodies scanned for about 15 minutes each. Then their digital replicas were created. But here's the rub. She was never told how or if this digital avatar of herself would ever be used on screen. If it's used, she might never know. No matter what happens with it, she'll never see any payment for it. Disney did not return a request for comment. Excuse me. And it says Rubicalo, who makes a SAG after a union rate of $187 a day as a background actor, said she did not give permission for her digital.
Why'd you stand there? Why'd you stand there and
digital
let them scan you
replica,
then?
yeah, to ever be used in the background of any scene. See, this
You
is where
stood
she
there.
should have questioned it.
Yeah, tell them, what is this for? Say
Yeah.
something. You know, you're just letting them scan you. You know, have a question. Be like, why? What is this for? Can I know?
Mhm.
Give me an answer. They're like, nope, we're just going to scan you now and use you
Well,
forever.
they can't.
That's so
It doesn't
wrong.
matter. I mean, they can't use her image, her likeness in anything unless she signs off permission. Now, if
Right.
she didn't do that before they scanned her and they just did it anyway, and they can't use that, she can sue the ever loving crap out of all of them. They can't do that?
Mhm.
That's illegal. So she
Literally,
really don't have anything to worry about. I don't
30
think.
Rock did a whole episode about this with Seinfeld too. Like, I'm bringing it back to 30 Rock, but they like digitally imposed Seinfeld in a bunch of episodes, and he came in and he's like, "I'm suing you guys. I was never in any of these episodes. You can't use my like digital image." Like, they literally talked about this like 10 years ago. That's freaking insane. But
Yeah.
go on, Mike.
I mean, even if you have somebody stand in who looks, you like you base a character off somebody real,
right?
And like say you have a character that's exactly like Trump, he can sue them for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the likeness, right? And it's like defamation of character.
Well,
so much legal jargon.
Well, you kind of start going to a little bit of a gray area when you're talking about like a public official.
They well, it depends. Is it parody or are you actually trying to impersonate the person? Like,
right.
Well,
they did a dumb Trump movie a couple years ago, but it was Johnny Depp playing Trump. I forgot what it was called. It was stupid. Yeah, yes, yes, it's a real thing. It's a real movie.
I think they have to get permission for that. Like,
it's a parody
look
though.
at Back to the Future 2. Look at Back to the Future 2. They used a new guy to play to play Marty's father. But they did it. They made him up look like Glover. I can't remember his first name.
Crispin Glover.
Crispin Glover. They made him up to look like it. He sued them and won.
Good.
Yeah, because they didn't have his permission.
Good on him.
That's right.
Respect.
Well,
use my face without my knowing.
It's just like the voice. Or you can go, Baron.
Oh, sorry, but the thing is he is actually a paid actor. When you start getting with actual people, and let's face it, it doesn't matter. You're a historical figure, or you're a public official. They make movies about these people all the time. So when it comes around to public officials, you could be getting into a gray area on that aspect of it. But you're taking a private citizen or an actor, the person who this is their job. Now you're going in there. If they don't have that down to a contract, they're in trouble. So that's where you kind of walk that tightrope, because think of all the political cartoons that are out there, political officials, or even for public people. I mean, can you imagine all the stuff they came out with Alec Baldwin and a bunch of the others with the situations that happen? Again, it's commentary sometimes, it's parody sometimes, but sometimes it's not. So they did that movie about Three's Company. I don't know if they got any, if they got people's consent from the
Well, here's something as I look in the article, Baron. It says a union negotiator has claimed studios have offered to give background actors 1 day's pay after being scanned, and that the actor's digital likeness could then be reused for the rest of eternity.
Right.
I wouldn't sign off on that. They tell me to go into a trailer and go F off.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if they sign something, then they're up the creek. You know,
Right.
even if they come out after the fact that they signed or they did the scan and said, "Oh, well, you know, sign this here, we'll give you some money for the day, and then we can use your, you know, your likeness for in perpetuity." Then they sign it. Then I'm sorry, you lost.
Mm-hmm.
Well, see, the one thing they could do is only have so many people they do that with. So they go, okay, fine, we're going to give you residuals for all this stuff, but the amount of people that you see in the background is going to be copy paste, like they do with a lot of these award shows now because they need to fill up the audiences with CGI. So I mean, they could come up with a thing like that. So yeah, we're only going to do about maybe 150, 200 people. That way, we still come out ahead on this one instead of having to go out there and have to do thousands of extras.
Well,
sometimes for one movie.
It's probably not bad if they're actually in the show at the time. See, like what they did for Rings of Power. They copy and pasted people who were actually in the scene, but they made a bigger group of people by copy and pasting them. But that's a different thing. That's a different issue. They're already getting paid for being there. Copy and pasting them digitally is not going to make that any make a difference.
Right.
No.
But if they're not there and they're not getting paid for being on set and they cut and they paste their image in there, then they done screwed the pooch.
Well, yeah, and that's why I'm saying that they could come up with a compromise, and before you know it, there's only going to be so many people that have this process done, and that's it. I mean, boom. These because I guess we're going to have residual, but we're going to basically take this person and copy paste as many times as possible in the movie, instead of having to hire all these other extras. And hey, we already got the signed consent. We don't have to worry about flesh and blood and breathing people and someone going over and eating donuts off the tables over there. So, I mean, that's just one thought. I mean,
and we can continue this conversation over on Rumble because it is that time. But I do want to take the time to thank everybody over on the YouTube side for stopping by, and I have included the link to Rumble if you want to continue with us, and I've done the same for Kick. So I want to thank everybody, starting with Noah Vaughn. Thank you very much for stopping by. Excuse me. We also had the Padawannabe. Thank you very much. We had Release the McCracken. Thank you very much. Arwen was here. Unfortunately, her internet was giving her trouble, so she had to drop out, but hopefully it'll come back and she'll be able to rejoin.
Lady Arwen.
Yes. And
I missed all the fancy people.
Yeah.
Jason Fox
we arranged it that way.
540 Studios. We also had Brandon the Anime Guy here. DJ Ronnie G was here. Excuse me.
You're right there.
I'll be fine.
All right.
We also had Phil McCracken, not to be confused with Release McCracken.
That's so funny, Phil.
Phil McCracken, worst troll ever.
That's a great comment. Oh my god.
Who else thinks that Philly Boy should do a history videos?
I think he should.
I think you should.
Especially with what we talked about on
videos.
Sunday's Pop Talk. But I also want to thank Lester San Jose, the Skeptic Tank. Thank you, Lester. We also had, of course, Baron was here.
I was.
The Nerporeal Lifeform was here. Pat Steven was here. Yes, Baron, you were. Alan Copeland was here. TGAT Steve. And of course, I know I already mentioned him, but I mentioned him again. Jed Sparks.
And it was basically bribery. That's how he got it.
Very funny, Baron. Very funny.
Mike's got 150 YouTube accounts.
I swear these guys. I swear these guys. Of course,
chain reaction.
Crit of Everest Productions. Kitty Bear was here. And of course, Apion, you hopped into the chat.
Oh, hey, it's me.
Daryl the Daryl.
Apion.
It's me, Apion. What am I doing here?
I need
a terrible Italian accent.
Whoopa Troopa. Come on, Baron. Where is it?
Whoopa.
There we go.
Nice.
Raquel SSG. Old man. And I'm mentioning Tim's talk again, too. And
you're right.
Wakazashi's Tea House. Thank you, Gray. So, for those of you who are still watching on Kick and YouTube, I have posted the link to the Rumble site. So, come follow us over. And if you've got something else to do, that's perfectly understandable. But I want to thank each and every one of you for being here. And until next time, take care, all.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
What are you, the probe from Star Trek The Voyage Home?
That was Jesse Ventura. Bye.
Let's get ready to rumble!
That's right, folks. Follow us over on Rumble.
Meow, meow, meow. Meow, meow. Bye, YouTube. Bye, Kick.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.